It is Olivia Grace, and I'm back with another video. And, oh wait, well, I'm saying that because when I go live, it cuts off like the first part of when I'm live. So, hi, this is Olivia Grace. Today we're going to be talking about some, I guess you can call them manifestation success stories, but they're not really like conscious manifestations. These are just things that literally came from my mind into my reality. And I feel like it really helped me, like these type of occurrences help me understand the connection between mind and reality. And it helps me to not doubt that I am in fact creating my reality. So these trippy occurrences, they happen to me pretty often, like pretty much every day. And I'm just going to talk to you guys about a few that I can think of, that I can remember, that were really trippy. I shared some of these on my TikTok, but I've never shared them with you guys. So I want to do that. But first, hi, Vanessa. First, I just want to tell you guys, since we're talking about awareness, and these stories are going to show exactly what I'm talking about. And I just made a short and a TikTok about this too, but I feel called to share it on here too, okay? Hi, Jenna. The only time, and this lighting is it's so different than when I first set it up. Okay. The only reason you do not have what you're manifesting right now, no matter what, and if you guys know me, you're probably thinking self-concept, right? No. Beyond that, the only reason you do not have what you want is because you are aware that you do not have what you want, okay? That's it. Every single thing that you're doing is leading you up to deciding and accepting that you now have what you want, right? So when you accept what you want, regardless of what's in front of you, you collapse time, collapse space, and you are in the reality where you have what you want. But as long as you are aware and noticing that it's not here yet, it's on its way, I don't see it yet, it's not working, I'm seeing birds before land, I'm seeing movement, but my thing's not here yet, then that is where you're dwelling, okay? That is where you're dwelling. So to manifest it like now is to decide, despite everything, it is done now. And as I say that, I want you to just accept it right now. It's done now. It's happened. It's done. I'm in the reality now where it happened, right? And I know what you're about to say. But what about this? But what about that? But what about this? I want you to take all those buts and I want you to gather them up in a little sack and bury them, okay? And go back to your decision that it is done. And this is the way to manifest, you guys. I want to say to manifest instantly, but the more that I feel like my consciousness is expanding, the more that I'm understanding that all manifestation is instant. It is all instant. It is just us deciding. We feel like we have to take all these little steps to get to where we're going, right? But it's not that, okay? So I'm going to get into the stories. And after that, I'm going to read something out of Neville's Complete Reader to you guys that I read the other day. That was just amazing, like super, just amazing. But before I do that, I'm a manifestation teacher. Hi, A Secret Channel. Hi, Matrika. Hi, Yara. So I am a manifestation teacher. If you would like to work with me one-on-one, there are descriptions in the coaching. There is coaching in the description if you want to work with me one-on-one. If you would like to do email coaching and possibly add a scene to that, that is also available. Hi, Stacy. And I am creating a group, an SP group, group coaching for July. It is 1 month coaching. If you're interested, please email me. It's going to be really incredible. As we're going to be amplifying each other's intentions. So I'm expecting some really amazing quantum shifts. So you're all invited. Happy Friday. Happy summer solstice. Without further ado, let's get into these stories that have proved to me that reality is fake as fuck, that have proved to me that this is simply a simulation, just weird shit, okay? All right. The first one is between me and my SP, okay? So we're having a conversation one day and we're talking about our days. And for whatever reason, at the end of like our conversation, I decide to tell him that I had a cinnamon roll that day. And I tell him that I was, scrolling on, I think, TikTok, and I kept seeing videos of people making cinnamon rolls. And it made me really want a cinnamon roll. So I went to Panera Bread and got a cinnamon roll, right? So, and I haven't been to Panera Bread in years at that point that this happened, right? So he goes, wow, that's really weird, because I also went to Panera Bread today because I was scrolling on like Instagram, and they had, I saw like a picture of tomato soup and grilled cheese. And I was like, where can I get this? Panera Bread. So I went to Panera Bread and got some tomato soup and grilled cheese. And he was like, I also haven't been to Panera Bread in years. And I was like, that's weird, because I was on Reddit earlier, same day, and I saw a post about tomato soup and grilled cheese. Like, they were basically saying that, you know, if you could pick one last food, you know, like if you were rich and you had one poor food that you would still eat, and people were saying tomato soup and grilled cheese, and I was focusing on it because I was like, ew, you know, like I was like, that would not be my choice. Like, I don't know. And hi, Eve. No, you're right on time. Hi, Carol. And so I'm telling him that, and he goes, that's weird, because because I had a cinnamon roll today, and he had a cinnamon roll from his job. He was looking like he was basically like deciding, like he was looking at it like he wanted it, and then he was like, he's not sure because he's not really a sweets person. And he ended up getting the cinnamon roll and eating it, and it was nasty, and he threw it away. So that's one story. Just like how, like, what are the chances of both of us with these equal and opposite experiences? Even the fact that I even mentioned him, that I was eating a cinnamon roll, is just so random, right? Okay, but there's more. So one day, this is last year, or was it early? I don't know. So there's a song by Kodak Black, and it's called Patty Cake, right? And the song has like a really like catchy like piano part to it. And ever since I heard the song like years ago, I was like, I want to learn that, because I play piano, if you guys don't know. I mean, I'm not like good, but I know how to play a little bit. So I was like, oh my God, like I want to learn that. And forever since I heard the song years ago, I wanted to play it, right? And so this one night I ended up, this was last year, because it was around the time that my dad had passed away. And so I was sad. Like I was having kind of like a sad day. And I just decided that day, out of all these years that I had never played it, to play it. And I went on YouTube and I was like learning to play it. And so my best friend ends up like calling me, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna come over and like see you, since, you know, you had a rough day. Now, the part is that in the song Patty Cake, Kodak Black is saying, I'm sipping on Bel Air, my chick from Bel Air, my way from Germany, I'm cooler than LL, right? So Bel Air, for you guys that don't know, is like a bottle of champagne. So my best friend pulls up and brings me literally 2 bottles of Bel Air champagne. And I was like, it's not like, that's like, first of all, I don't drink like very often. I definitely don't have a favorite drink. I definitely don't even drink champagne. Like, that's not even like my go-to drink. And she brings me some Bel Air after I'm just literally, you guys, I promise you, upstairs in my room practicing the song for the first time since I had decided to practice it. Weird, right? Okay. Another one, this one happened the other day. I was with my niece, right? And she's hilarious. Like, she wants to come live on here with me one day, so y'all probably meet her. But she's like, she likes to like tell stories. Obviously, she's 8, you know, she likes to tell stories and be like, oh, I pranked you, like I'm just kidding. And she does it so often, to where I was telling her, I was like, you know, you want to be careful about tricking people all the time, because when you do that, you know, I was like, have you ever heard of the story, you know, the boy who cried wolf? And she's like, yeah. She's like, of course I heard that story. Everybody's heard that story. He lied. And so when he was telling the truth, then, you know, nobody believed him. And I'm like, yeah, that's why you need to stop doing that so much, right? So hi, Lady Turner. So I come home that day, right? And let me tell you guys something about me. I'm a very ritualistic person. Like, I'm very routine. I basically do the same thing. I like to do kind of the same thing, like over and over, right? So when I usually come home, like there's usually one show that I'm watching, which actually reminded me of another story. I'm usually watching, like, whatever show I'm watching at the time is what I watch every single day. But sometimes I will feel like I want to watch a movie or I want to watch something else, and I'll do that, right? So that day I go home and I'm like, you know, I want to watch a movie. I kind of want to watch something like a little nostalgic. You know, I'm not sure what I want to watch. So I'm on like, I think Hulu or something, and I see Big Fat Liar. Now, Big Fat Liar, I have not seen Big Fat Liar, y'all, since it came out in like the 90s or the 2000s or whatever, right? I literally have not watched it since then. So I don't know, I don't even remember anything about the movie. So I watch it. And the movie is about this boy, the little boy, Frankie Muniz, who is a liar. He's always lying. And so his parents don't believe anything that he says. And he ends up like writing a paper. And this movie producer steals his paper and is trying to turn it into a movie, Big Fat Liar, right? And so he's trying to explain to his parents, like he wants to prove to his dad that he's not lying, like this guy stole his paper, you know, and his dad doesn't believe him because he's basically the boy who cried wolf. He's lying all the time, so he doesn't believe him. And I was like, what the fuck? Like I just had this conversation with my niece, right? So the other one that made me think of was another one where back when like my father had passed away. So at that time, I was watching Modern Family, right? That was my show that I would watch every single night, right? So, or it would be Modern Family or The Flash, which is another one of my stories too. But so the Modern Family one is I had gone to Florida, right? Obviously, I was in Florida for a bit. So like I would be watching Modern Family every single night. So I'd watch episode after episode after episode, right? And for a while, I was gone. So then when I come back, the next episode that I watch is literally about, I think the dad's mom passed away. Her name is Grace, which is my dad's last name, my last name. And they're going to Florida to go to her funeral, which is where I had just came from, you guys. Like crazy, right? Like how is that? How is that? Oh, you're watching The Flash now, Brown Bunny? Oh my gosh. So let me tell you the Flash one then. Okay. So this one was again, The Flash was my show that I would watch every single day. Like if I was in a mood for something funny, I would watch Modern Family, but at this point I had moved to mostly The Flash, right? But at the time, so again, I'm watching episode after episode after episode. So this time I stop and I'm watching Jumanji instead. And it takes me a while because I don't watch a lot of TV. So it usually takes me like 2 or 3 days just to watch like one movie. I can only watch it in like pieces, right? So like a couple days later, I pick back up with The Flash, right? Now, pause there. Earlier that day, I was listening to Ram Dass, right? Which is a spiritual teacher. Never listened to Ram Dass before. Probably heard maybe an excerpt or something, but it's not like, that's not somebody that I like listen to or anything. That day I had just come across his stuff and was listening to Ram Dass. And one of his stories was about how he had turned his father's farm into a hippie commune. And he was talking about how when people would like come up there, because I think his dad was like a preacher. I don't know. I can't say that. But he was like, when people would come up there, they would be like, oh my, looking like all these hippies, these, dirty people and, this and, crazy, like all the stuff that they think about hippies, right? So that night that I pick back up on The Flash, it's literally an episode about them going into a hippie commune. And they're all like, they're making the same remarks that he was making in The Flash, in The Flash, in Ram Dass's like lecture that he was talking about. Like, I was like, what the heck? So that made me think of another thing that's actually not on my list either, which was another time I was leading, like I was doing like a class, right? So in the class, I was leading the ladies through a meditation, right? And in the meditation, I'm telling them, okay, I want you guys to picture, and you guys, if you guys have ever like coached with me or anything like that, you know that I come up with meditations on the spot. Like I kind of like channel them, I guess is the best way to say it. But it just downloads and I speak it, right? So I'm like, I want you to see yourself receiving a letter, like as if you're talking to your future self, and she's telling you that everything that you want happened, everything works out, like you got everything that you wanted, right? We have that meditation, right? In the meditation, in the class, right after the class, I go and I open up my email. And I have an email from like, if you guys ever know like those, you know how people like when you're subscribed to like a newsletter or something like that, like spiritual newsletters or whatever, they had sent me a letter saying, this is from your future self. Everything that you want worked out. Like you guys, it was almost word for word the meditation that I had just came up with out of my brain and spoke like instantly was in my, it was in my thing. It's not like I could send this to myself. Like this was sent to me from a newsletter. Like crazy, right? Okay. So that's just the ones that, some of those were not on my story. Okay. Oh, okay. So this was one that I did when I first started manifesting, right? And this was something that really, I feel like, helped me to understand how connected our mind and our realities are. So I mentioned before that when I first like learned about the law of attraction, right? Like 10 years ago, I, maybe 11 years now, but I was surrounded by people who were manifestors, which was like the dopest shit ever. Like it was like almost everybody at the job that I was working at, which was, I was a server at that point. Almost everybody there was a manifester, right? So one day we all decided that we were going to manifest the customers that were coming in. We were going to pick their characteristics out, right? So the first person that we picked was, we were like, he's going to wear green. He'll have a funny walk. He'll be a little bit like heavy set and he'll be bald, right? He comes in like soon after, comes in. He waddles. He has a green shirt. He's heavy set and he's bald. So we're like, okay, like, let's do another one. So we're like, okay, so we're literally, it's like maybe like 6 of us and we're just picking random characteristics, right? So someone's like, okay, let's do blue eyes. He'll be tan. Let's do dark hair. Let's give him a red shirt. And at the end, I was like, let's make him gay, because let's make it harder, you know, since it worked so easy before. Y'all, it wasn't even like 10 minutes. And he was in my section. They're like, he's here. He is here, okay? Y'all, when I tell you this guy looks like Orlando Bloom, like a young Orlando Bloom, and is gay. He has a red shirt. He has dark hair. He is tan, and he has blue eyes, you guys, and he's sitting in my section. I was like, okay, so that moment made me like understand that this shit is fake. Like, I'm telling you guys, like, a part of really being able to manifest the impossible is really understanding how moldable and changeable this world is, how responsive the world is to your suggestion, right? So I did this again, right? So this is again around the same time I'm just starting to manifest. So I worked a serving job, but I also worked at Loft, right? Ann Taylor and Loft, right? Which was one of my like funnest jobs. So I start doing it there and I'm telling them about what I did. So literally, you know how people are. They're like, oh my God, you're a witch. You're scary. Like, oh my gosh. So I was like, okay, I'm about to do this for my manager. And I was like, she's going to wear polka dots today, right? So we're all at work and she's about to come in and I'm like, she's going to be having polka dots on. And I'm like, they're like, how is she going to, like, that's just not something she would wear, right? So she comes in and she's dressed down because, you know, obviously at Loft, you're supposed to dress up and, you know, dress like how the stuff fit, like the clothes that's around Loft. So especially the manager, she always looked like super cute. But she comes in, she has no makeup. She's got her hair tied up. She got a t-shirt on. And at first, I don't see any polka dots. You guys, she turns around and she has paint splattered all over her shirt. So there's polka dots all over her shirts. So I tell her, I'm like, look, I manifested you to wear that. And because she's working in the back that day. That's why she was dressed like that. So I'm telling her this and she's still like, oh my God, like that's crazy, right? So she's like, I want to try this. She's meeting up with an old friend. And I was like, let's manifest this outfit. He's going to wear all white. And she was like, I want him to wear a really nice watch. And I want him, and I think I told her, she told me, I don't know. But I was like, he's going to go out of his way to show you the watch so that you know that you manifested this. She met up with him. He was wearing white. He had a very expensive watch on and went out of his way to show it to her. Okay. Okay. I have a couple more. All right. Because I'm thinking of some as I go. But, and then I'm going to do the Neville reading, you guys. So, I talked about that. The Chef Lonely Heart. Okay. So this one day I'm getting lasagna for dinner, right? So I was getting Stouffer's lasagna. So I'm in the frozen, like, you know, the frozen dinner section. And as I'm walking through, I'm looking at the frozen dinners. And you guys that watch Martin, Martin's like a 90s show for y'all that don't know, but there's an episode where he's eating a frozen dinner and he thinks to himself, oh, a lonely man dinner, right? So I was like thinking that while I'm in the aisles, like in the frozen section, I'm like, oh, a lonely man dinner, and just laughing, whatever. So I come home, and again, like I said, you guys, I pretty much, whatever show I'm watching is what I watch. I don't really deviate from that often, but every now and again I will. So this night, my brother had actually told me to watch The Simpsons. Now, I can probably count on one hand, maybe like 3 episodes of The Simpsons that I've seen ever in my life. I just never watched. I wasn't allowed to watch it when I was a kid, and then when I got older, I wasn't watching it. But my brother tells me, I want you to watch this specific episode of The Simpsons. He tells me the season and the episode. So I'm like, whatever, I'll watch it. So in the episode, Bart's teacher is, she's like a lonely woman. She's like trying to get a man. She can't get a man. And she ends up picking up like a soup. And the soup is called Chef Lonely Heart's Soup for One. That was like hilarious, right? So the last one was just simple. And it was St. Patrick's Day. Well, actually, I have another one I can tell you about this too. That'll be pretty trippy. And then I'll go into the reading. They're both on St. Patrick's Day on different years though. But I'm driving on St. Patrick's Day. I'm on this side of town that I never am on, right? And I drive past the street sign, and the street sign says St. Patrick's Day Road or something like that. I'm like, what are the chances for me to pass this St. Patrick's Day road that I've never seen before on St. Patrick's Day? Like, you guys, like, I know all this stuff. It sounds like, oh, it's a coincidence or this is just whatever. But first of all, if it's happening every day so often, it is not a coincidence, right? And then I want you to think about the probability of just one of these things. Like, if there was a probability calculator that we could calculate, what are the chances of these things actually happening? Then take all of these experiences happening to one person, and this is not even half of them, not even like, there's so many of these that has happened to me. What are the chances of that? So here's the last one. I have been driving for Uber Eats, right? And I was dropping off an order. Like, I had accepted like a last order for the night, and the order was for someone named Joy. Now, Joy is my middle name, right? So I was like, oh, cool. There's, you know, it's Joy, whatever, right? So I pull up, and this is St. Patrick's Day again. So everybody's wearing green, right? So she tells me, I'm going to come down and meet you. I'm in a green, you know, like a green shirt or something like that, or green pants, right? So I'm looking for her. And as I'm like talking to her, she's like, I have green on. So I see 2 girls, and one of them has green pants on. And she comes to my car, and she's like, Uber for Joy? And I'm like, yeah. So she starts to try and get into my car. And I'm like, why is she getting in my car? And I'm like, no, wait, this is Uber Eats. Like, you know, she's like, no, this is for Uber. And then the other Joy comes and walks up, okay? And is like, oh no, I'm picking up for Joy. They're trying to pick up an Uber for Joy as well. So first of all, like, think about this, you guys. 3 Joys at the same exact place, doing the same exact thing at the same exact time, you guys. Like, even the fact that the Joy that was picking up her food came down, right? A lot of people, most people, when they're ordering food, is not going to come down. You're going to bring it to them. They came down. So the 2 Joys order an Uber, right? Uber Eats and an Uber at the same exact time. They arrive at the same exact time. They come down at the same exact time. They walk up to me, Joy, at the same time. Like, you guys, come on. That's like, what? Like, you can't tell me that this is not a tripped out fucking experience, okay? So anyhow, I hope that I'm intending that this encourages you guys to understand that this shit is not at all what it seems, okay? It's not at all what it seems. Like, okay, so let me read this, okay? All right, and just stay, because y'all know how, okay, yeah, I'm going to start from here. Y'all know how Neville is, but just stay with it, okay? Hi, Joy. Oh my gosh, Joy, how, again, the chances of this, okay? Just let me pause really quick, because y'all, I have probably met in person maybe 2 people named Joys, right? And then Olivia, right? I'm Olivia Joy. Like, I literally can't, bruh. Like, I have probably met like 2 people in my life named Joy, right? I have never had a Joy, I don't think, on my life. Like, maybe I have, I don't know. But the fact that and I wasn't even going to tell that story. And I just told it. Like, I'm just saying, you guys, like, this world is a mirror, y'all. And I go back to what I said in the beginning. The only reason you don't have what you want is because of your awareness. Your awareness is creating, you guys. What you are aware of is creating, period. What you're giving attention to is creating, okay? All right, now I want to read some Neville, and then I'll read your comments, and then I'll hop off, okay? So, all right. This is a quote from like a play, but all the world is a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, okay? So listen to this. The producer, the author, the director, and the actor are the four most important characters in the production of a play. In the drama of life, the production's function is to suggest the theme of the play. This he does in the form of a wish, such as, I wish I were successful, I wish I could take a trip, I wish I were married, and so on. But to appear on the world stage, these general themes must somehow be specified and worked out in detail. It is not enough to say, I wish I were successful. That is too vague. Successful at what? However, the first mighty one only suggests a theme. The dramatization of the theme is left to the originality of the second mighty one, the author. In dramatizing the scene, the author writes only the last scene of the play, but this scene he writes in detail. The scene must dramatize the wish fulfilled. He mentally constructs as lifelike a scene as possible of what he would experience had he realized his wish. When the scene is clearly visualized, the author's work is done. The third mighty one in the production of life's play is the director. The director's tasks are to see that the actor remains faithful to the script and to rehearse him over and over again until he is natural in the part. This function may be likened to a control and consciously directed attention, an attention focused exclusively on the action, which implies that the wish is already realized. The form of the fourth is like the Son of God, human imagination, the actor. This fourth mighty one performs within himself, in imagination, the predetermined action, which implies the fulfillment of the wish. This function does not visualize or observe the action. This function actually enacts the drama and does it over and over again until it takes on the tones of reality. Without the dramatized vision of fulfilled desire, the theme remains a mere theme and sleeps forever in the vast chambers of the unborn themes, nor without the cooperating attention obedient to the dramatized vision of fulfilled desire will the vision perceived attain objective reality. Okay? The four mighty ones are the four quarters of the human soul. The first is Jehovah's King, who suggests the theme. The second is Jehovah's servant, who faithfully works out the theme in dramatic vision. The third is Jehovah's man, who is attentive and obedient to the vision of fulfilled desire, who brings the wandering imagination back to the script, 70 times 7. The form of the fourth is Jehovah himself, who enacts the dramatized theme on the stage of the mind. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus, who being in the form of God, thought it not be robbery to be equal with God. Okay? All right, y'all. That is like, do you hear what he's saying? Okay? Like, I'm going to explain it very simply for you. You have the first mighty one. He's talking about the four mighty ones that come together to create your desire, to create your manifestation. This is exactly how to manifest, okay? All right. The producer, the author, the director, and the actor, right? The producer is the one who decides what is the wish that you want, right? What is your desire, right? What is your desire? What do you want? Then the author is the one that creates the scene, like creates everything, right? If you were the author of the play, you would write the story, but in manifestation, you are writing the end, right? You're writing the end of the story where he says, he writes only the last scene of the play, but this scene he writes in detail, okay? He's talking about your sad scene, your wish fulfilled, the vision of your wish, the story of your wish fulfilled, right? The third is the director, and the director remains faithful to the script. So when you decide that you have the money, right? The director is the one that you make sure that you are acting, right? Let's say, for instance, if it was a play and you're supposed to be the villain, then you can't be caught in the corner playing with the kids. You can't be caught opening doors for people. You can't be caught trying to save people, right? Because you're supposed to be the villain, and the director is going to say, hey, get back in character. You should be acting this out. So when you're manifesting money, right? The first part, the producer decides, what do I want? I want money. That's the producer. This is the idea. This is the theme. I want an abundant life. Okay, the author creates the story, but not the how, right? Because that's important. The author is not saying, okay, first I'm going to walk to the gas station, then I'm going to pick up a lottery ticket, then I'm going to turn it in, and then I'm going to win the lottery, and that's how my money's going to come. No, the author is going and specifically focusing on the end goal, which is having the money. However it came, not your business, right? In detail, he is realizing the end, right? He is creating the end. That's you creating your scene. That implies that it's done. Okay. The producer is the one who is watching this play out as you go through your life. Are you acting as the version of you who has it, right? Or are you acting as a version of you who doesn't? If you're supposed to be in your abundant version and you're paying bills with a lack mentality, you're deviating from the new script, right? If you're supposed to be your abundant self, but you're complaining about the price of everything, you're deviating from the script. Hey, twin. Okay. Then you have the fourth, which is the Son of God, right? That is occupying and acting out, okay? Acting out the imaginal act, right? Not looking at the imaginal act, high study life, not looking at the act, but enacting it, inserting themselves into the vision, right? Into what the author created as your end scene. You're in that, you're acting out as it, okay? And so without the dramatized vision of the fulfilled desire, the theme remains a mere theme and sleeps forever in the vast chambers of unborn themes. Hi, Sharon. Okay, so what he's saying is when we never become, right? And this is what I'm saying in the beginning, all right? When you never become what it is that you want, because everybody's waiting on what's in front of them to change. I can't have what I want. I don't have what I want because what's in front of me is not real, or it's not true. What's in front of me says it's not here, right? But coming in and acting as, right? Acting as the version that has it. Oh gosh. I don't know if you guys can hear me. What the heck? Ugh. Okay, wait. The time's moving, but I'm still frozen. Can you guys hear me? I don't know. Well, my SP was calling me, but it's frozen. The Winter says it's too good. I can't. I love you guys. Y'all, I don't know why, but it's like, y'all can't see the video, right? It's literally frozen. At least it's not frozen on a bad part. Okay, well, I don't know, you guys. Let's manifest it to unfreeze. Like, everybody see me unfreezing, see me moving again, okay? Because I don't want to end it like that. Oh my gosh. But, okay. Anyways, without us actually entering the new scene, without us actually entering the new identity, the new manifestation, the end, right? I don't know how to turn the camera on and off. Oh, wait, maybe I can. Okay, I flipped it. That's not working. Oh, shoot. I don't know what that. Yeah, I don't know, you guys. Too many glitches, right, Carol? That's so funny that this one. I can't. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, yeah, you guys, I'm just gonna read your comments really quick. Let me see. Just left what I was watching to make it to this live. Oh, hey, a secret channel. Thank you for being here. Love from Germany. Thank you, Matrika. Let's see. I love glitches. They remind you that nothing is coincidence. We are creators. I love that. Love your meditations. I'm gonna start making more meditations, you guys. Reminds me of when I was manifesting a celeb SP. Watched an interview and their interviewer started talking about manifestation. I love that. Cooking with Kim. I'm so glad you caught me live too. Oops. Love from Trinidad and Tobago. Love to you. I love that. Sounds so much fun. It is. Drina, I was literally thinking about your country today. That's so funny. I love the glitch in the Matrix stories. I keep imagining 20K just appearing out of nowhere. I remember that episode. I love that. Girl, for real? Oh my God, why is she? Let's see. I imagine everything's worked out for me no matter what. I love that. The Uber Eats story is low-key scary. A stranger trying to get in my car. I know, right? You can't make this stuff up. And there's, oh, all these joys. That's hilarious. Can we manifest money out of nowhere? Yes, of course you can. How do you stay focused on your affirmations? For me, it helps to write them down because my mind can wander as well. No coincidence. It's a fun game. I remind myself to only focus on what I want like I already have it. I'm not trying to manifest it. I already manifested it. Yes, Yara. Well, hello. You are on a roll. I love you, Winter. Glad to catch you live. Thanks for all you talk about. My pleasure, Neris. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, I guess it was too many glitches, you guys, because like you talk about glitches and you manifested it. That's what I was thinking, Indu. It's my first time watching your live. Hi, Victoria. I've been watching your videos all day at work today. What's an SP? An SP is a specific person. Oh, there we go. Love from India. Thank you, Study Life. I love you guys. Y'all, I'm sorry that the video fucked up, but we're just gonna revise that it didn't. And I love you guys, and I will see you guys in a video soon. Like the video, you guys. Comment on the video. Share the video if you think it will help somebody. Email me if you are interested in my group SP coaching next month. I have one-on-one sessions. I have email coaching available, all of that good stuff. So I will see you guys in a video soon. I love you guys.